damn kids in your Subaru's driving all erratically?
Good morning, buddy. Hey. Hey. What's up, buddy? You and your snorty noises. Who's a good boy? You're a good boy. You're funny.
Okay guys, so it's been a long time since I've actually worked on the channel, updated, made some new interesting content and whatnot. Well, long story short, pretty much I've had to go through back surgery and have been on the road to recovery. And I'm almost done with my recovery, and then we should be able to do some more really exciting content coming up this spring and summer. So hopefully all will be going well, because I'm showing good progress finally. So that's the good news. Let's check out what we're possibly finding out and getting today as a new addition to the unorthodox family. So let's check this out. Okay, so I was doing a little bit of browsing on Craigslist, and I was looking into some Subaru Bajas, and I need something of a utility vehicle, kind of like, you know, where I can lug around maybe an engine, some parts, wheels, tires, stuff like that, and maybe some very minor towing, because I know it doesn't have major towing capacity, but it might be able to do something good. But this one looks overall really good. Runs and drives, has a lot of service done to it, tires, and he wants $3,300 for it. I want to see if we can get him down a little bit cheaper. If we can, that'd be awesome. So let's see if we can get this thing today. We just got word back from the guy that he is available, so we're gonna go get some cash together, and let's start heading towards checking out this Baja. Alright guys, we got the cash. We're gonna be heading out. Should be about an hour drive, and let's check to see if this thing's any good. Alright, now they're back. Let's check out and see what we're getting today. Hopefully we're actually getting it. So, we got a Baja today. Hopefully this guy is actually coming through. We're got a time schedule to pick it up, but it's looking pretty good. This is going to be an interesting utility vehicle for the group, and I'm really looking forward to picking this bad boy up. So I really hope it's as good as it looks and good as he says it is, and hopefully also doesn't bail on me. So last time I was going to go and pick up a Baja, I was literally on the way there, had the cash ready, everything all ready to go, and the dude pretty much just straight up was like, hey, yo, I sold the car. It is what it is. This next one looks to be about the same but better. The only thing is I got to do a little bit of work to it. So hopefully it's as good as I think it is. We're going to continue this once we're on the road. So just give me a moment. All right, let's get through this. Say the hardest thing about going to get anything that you're excited about getting is the anxiety and the anticipation of waiting for your buddy. Waiting for my buddy to show up. Then we can finally go and get this Baja. Who could that be? Sup, bruh? Oh shit. Oh shit. Finally got back up.
Indian Sling 2 Series for some.
Alright, so don't get comfy. We gotta start heading out. Okay. I'm going to get some serious Baja action. Right, on the road to go get the Baja. It's gonna be a new pit vehicle. Zach's helping me out. You guys all know Zach, if you remember him. Back and better than ever. He's on the way to get an FD in the near future, hopefully. So the Baja will be a great addition to getting, you know, whatever you need for blowing up FDs, whether it be, you know, wheels, new engine, another engine, a couple other engines. Alright. But yeah, we're in his trusty Miata. This Miata is always doing as well as always. It's been through some rough shit this winter, but it's making it through.
Whatever.
So how you been, Zach?
I've been good. I'm tired. I just got my hair did. All dyed up. It's like a big fancy boy.
Gotta work it for that FD.
Exactly. Gotta seduce people. Steal their money.
Gotta do it for the FD.
You gotta make sacrifices to live your dreams. That sacrifice happens to be my dignity.
So when he gets his FD, hopefully shortly after or within the same time frame, I'll have my 944 Turbo again. We're gonna have two great, amazing, unreliable cars that we're gonna prove to people that can be amazing cars. Because everyone says FDs are unreliable.
2 custom license plates. One says Brokeback, and mine will say Stripper. It'll be great.
Brokeback stripper. Well, the 944 Turbo and the FD share a amazing relationship together of being known as pretty much like being unreliable. And everyone wants to swap LSs into them. Even myself, I would probably get an LS 944, but I'd have it as an alternate, as a second one. The main one's got to have that engine. But they both suffer from vacuum line like atrocities. They just like to fail from vacuum lines everywhere too. But anyways, we're going to everyone's favorite. You gotta have a Wawa. Holy shit, that's bright as hell. But anyways, we're gonna get some chow. If you don't know what a Wawa is, you're missing out. I definitely think there's a wheel bearing that needs some love.
It's fine. Here, wait. Just play the music loud.
We actually ended up getting a Baja. 2003 Subaru Baja. This one's a 5-speed manual. And runs pretty good, not too shabby. Needs a little bit of work here and there, like ABS lights on, check engine lights because of EGR. A little bit of thud here and there from drivetrain, but it runs good. Needs some AC. But yeah, no, we're strapping her down now. She could drive home, but we're just gonna strap her down. So we're gonna make sure everything else is good first. Yeah. It's got black Subaru wheels on it. He's got snow tires on it. The body's actually not too shabby. We have like the typical Subaru rust, but it's actually not that bad. Underneath is actually not that bad either. Gas cover needs replacement, not too bad. We did get a full rack on it with a roof rack. That is tits. The tailgate is busted. I need a new tailgate, so this boy definitely needs replacement. But I got a guy lined up to go get one of these to see if get some more money because I dumped everything to get into this Baja. We got one of these cool bed things that flip over and hold shit. That needs a little fix up, but it's good stuff regardless. So this is cool. Overall, it drives good. Clutch works good. It's not too bad, not too shabby. So I've actually got a lot of hope for this thing. Yeah, we got sunroof works on it. It's not too shabby of a model. It's got power seats in it. Has leather seats on it. Definitely needs a cleanup. We're gonna replace the seats in it for sure. In the front, the back seats are always good in these things. But this is a new adventure mobile. Yeah, she drives good. We just gotta give her like the whole look-see over. Probably gonna end up painting this thing. Clean up the headlights. It's gonna be much nicer. Replace broken fog light. Nah, she's pretty badass. It's got a fresh inspection on it. This is a new part, new journey of the channel, and it's gonna be used for many more projects to come. So that's the biggest thing I'm excited about this thing. Well, we don't even need to really fix this thing up. This thing's ready for work, and it's legal, so I can get going. right now. Right? It's legal. It is mine. It is ready to go. So.
Alright, continuing on from the last thing we left off with the Subaru Baja. We picked it up, everything's legal on it, and just waiting on some final paperwork, but otherwise it's been absolutely fantastic of a vehicle. It does need some work, so found out it does have some like shifter play. I already ordered the shifter linkage for it. Seems pretty common on old Subarus. Kind of neutral checks in gear type bad. But it still shifts and drives fine. Transmission feels good. The front end definitely feels like it needs some work. Now, I did a little shakedown, and on a little shakedown, it felt okay. So I'm thinking it's more something like pushing related or something inner, more towards the rack or something like that. Maybe a rack bushing or something. It's got 224,000 miles on this thing. So, I mean, it's allowed to have things that need repaired on it. I've already fixed the AC on it. The AC blows ice cold, which is fantastic for a work vehicle. I've already hauled a ton of shit with this thing. Gas efficiency, not too shabby. Motor's been pretty solid. Has a little bit of a lift, like a lifter tick or valve tick or something like that. No biggie. And it even smooths out as it warms up, so don't know if it's what type of lifter system is in this engine, but seems to be okay. Maybe a different type of oil, she'll like it better. We'll find out. But I do know it's a motor swap. It was a JDM motor we put in it. So it doesn't have an EGR system on it, so it's throwing a check engine light for that. I'll figure that out down the road. There's apparently ways to possibly match the computer appropriately to so it doesn't show the check engine light, because it's a USDM ECU communicating with a JDM motor, so I'll figure it out. Otherwise the body feels good. The rear shocks were blown out to all hell. I already replaced those. They're the old springs, but the old springs weren't rotted, so we used old springs for now. They definitely seem tired. Top hats were fine actually too, which was great. It didn't have bump stops for some reason, so bump stops were added. That should help with any bottoming out noise and problems. It does have a highway vibration. I think it's part of the whole rack issue or bushing issue or something like that. Not sure if it's wheel related. Gonna do a rotation to see if that changes anything. Brakes definitely have a pulsation. Not a big issue. Front brakes for the rotors and pads together and ceramic pads are $65. So cheap parts, easy fix for that. And you always want to keep up to date in your brakes. One of these ABS sensors is bad. The wheel speed sensors. So unfortunately my scanner doesn't communicate with ABS on Subaru. It does a bunch of other companies, but not Subaru. So I do need to find a way to scan that. Might have to wait until I get a higher end scanner. I installed a couple modifications already. We'll go over that in just a moment. Okay, going over the modifications on the Baja and the condition of which I have it at the moment. Let's check over, see where it's at, and what I've added to the vehicle. Alright, so far I've added a new set of wheels off of a newer I believe it was a 2016 Subaru Crosstrek, and I gotta say, when it comes to the actual wheels itself, the new wheels look fantastic on the Baja. Other modifications that have come along, so the vehicle came with the Thule roof rack as well as the crossbars that go on top of it, and tell you what, this has come in handy absolutely tenfold on the vehicle. With the fact that it has come with a Thule roof rack, of course, one of the best modifications added to the vehicle, especially for the night driving, has been from Nightlight, a 20-inch light bar. And the 20-inch light bar has been very good at saving many opossum lives. Coming with other lighting modifications on the vehicle has been 2 smaller Nightlight LED fog lamps in place of the factory lamps that were in place on the vehicle. They are significantly brighter, no warm-up period, and very good wide coverage. They are so bright, and they are aimed downwards, as well as being very much brighter than the factory headlights. Future modifications will be to include some LED replacement lights for the Baja in the main headlights. Simple interior modifications have included just putting on a steering wheel cover, seat covers, and replacing the shift knob due to the fact that the condition of everything was disgusting. One modification that has come with the vehicle that was planned for the vehicle was the bed extender. The bed extender is a flip down extension of the tailgate. It allows for more cargo space and is extra useful on the Baja due to its nature of its short bed, because if you have this up and then you have this up, then the actual size of the bed is even shorter in the Baja. And as you guys have already seen right here, the added bed crane has been one of the greatest modifications to the Subaru Baja. With as simple as pulling a pin, the bed crane is able to swing out, pulling another pin, and getting a full extension outside the bed's reach. So all I have to do is lift and remove this, and am able to use the bed crane and lift up anything really weird and heavy that I either can't move or want to try to place in the bed itself. The actual installation and modification process in which involved installing the bed crane was a little bit tricky, as there's no instructions. There's only a little bit of videos here and there online to give you some tips, but had to involve taking a very large steel plate, bolting it to the actual crane itself, and then installing it under the vehicle along the frame, which is tucked up underneath, and then bolting it down to that, and then also added welded reinforcements, as if you can see it, not sure if you can, we actually might have to go from the other side. The bed crane has bent for sure, leaning in the backwards direction due to heavy weight. So it has been reinforced now, but it definitely has taken a toll on its heavy lifting. One of the last modifications that we have is a rear light mounted on the back of the rack. This has been very useful for lighting up the bed, because the factory bed light here, it's a cargo lamp, isn't exactly the brightest, especially for loading or unloading in really dark conditions. So a rechargeable plug-in LED light that is waterproof is very useful for such usage of cargo at night, and it has come in very handy many times. Future installations involved on the top rack itself from the light bar. On one of the harnesses there are one more tap in here, as well as one more tap in here for the main light bar up top. So with the flick on of that light bar on that switch, I can add 2 more additional lights to this rack on the same line. So I'm thinking maybe one on each front corner here, aiming diagonal outwards of each direction, and add even more wide coverage, and it would be insane viewing. Overall, around 227,000 miles. The Subaru Baja is still alive and kicking and doing well. The entire front end is getting a rebuild with new struts, wheel bearings, and lower control arms and ball joints, etc. You name it. So yeah, the last little bit of modifications to the vehicle that I at least plan to do sometime soon is definitely to be replacing the front seats with probably FRS or BRZ seats, whatever I can find that are very, very cheap. They seem to be something I can pick up for around the 200 bucks mark. If I'm lucky, maybe 300 bucks. Just depends on how I play my cards, how I find them. Some people just give them away for free, just because they're so plentiful and people change the seats. I will definitely be seeing if I can pick up a set of those. I think it'd be a wonderful drop-in, bolt-in replacement for the Baja seats because, quite frankly, these seats are very worn at 227,000 miles and they're very hot. Not always the biggest fan of leather seats, especially if you don't have AC in the vehicle, but I mean, at least getting AC has cooled off and made the vehicle a lot better. So far, so good on repairing the AC in the vehicle. So, lastly, after all that's done, the vehicle is running, driving, squared away, and the alignment's done, and we're all good on that. I'm going to be working on lifting the vehicle. We're going to be doing a mild lift kit, adding the geometry bars in the back to square everything, then realigning it. That way we have a little bit more ground clearance, because I know with the new wheels we added, we are slightly rubbing, very slightly. We're a little bit larger, but not large enough where we are going to make a difference on the speedometer. It's still accurate. You can check it, very good. It's just we do have a little bit of clearance that we are rubbing on, so a lift will be perfect. So lastly, after that is we'll be doing a major build on this vehicle. It's going to take some time to do. As soon as we get our official ability to go hit the auctions, that's when we are going to go and look for a wrecked WRX. I'm thinking probably like a 2016, and that way I can take the engine, transmission and whatnot, just swap it into the Baja, and then I have a guy who I'm going to pay to do a rewire harness for it. So at that time, unfortunately, the Baja will be down when I do that, but in the end, everything is going to be more powerful. I should hopefully be able to start towing it with the beefed up suspension and the more power, because I'm looking to hopefully aim for around 300 horsepower, because I'm going to do a mild tune on it. So with running a WRX ECU off a newer one, the newer ones are more flash friendly, so that should really wake up the vehicle. I'll have a modern cluster, and the shifter. The biggest thing is I want the modern shifter on the 6-speed transmission, because not only the 6-speed I'll get better gas mileage, they just have a better ratio. This ratio on this thing kind of sucks, but the actual feel of everything will feel great and fast, and then it'll feel like a proper Baja. It'll be able to be more utilitarian. It just needs a little bit more power for what it does. The only reason why it even has remotely torque probably is because of the gear ratio, so it can handle some of the stuff. So hope you guys enjoyed this overlook of the Baja, where it's at, and a slight vision of where it's going. And stay tuned. You gotta watch the channel, support the channel, because every little bit you keep watching, liking, commenting, and subscribing, it builds towards it. Once it starts having its own support, then that'll actually help fund these projects too even sooner. They're just gonna get done regardless. This channel is more of documenting and enjoying doing what I do, and it's a great thing I love to look back at, because I love looking back at my old videos. Even they're great memories, or they'll have some information I forgot and I like looking back at them and like, oh yeah, there we go. So overall with that, I just hope you guys enjoyed the ride, and if there are support from it, like if it grows into something, then that'd be great. It's not necessary, but it definitely would be great, because there's a lot of projects I have running through my head that I would love to build that not everyone has done. There's probably at least 2 people I know of that have done a cool Baja build, and they're not widely documented or known. So I kind of want to make both of the visions I've seen on those have been separated, and I want to build the ultimate Baja, combining the ideas of both those and then a twist of my own. And basically, this is going to become a Halo Warthog, and I think this is going to be one seriously badass Baja. So I'm going to sketch some ideas. I know the parts source for the body modifications I'll be doing, and then I have an idea and a vision for the actual drivetrain. So the overall accomplishment is getting to that point. So unfortunately, to get to this point, it's going to take some time because I got to fund it out of my own pocket too. And there's not much support yet from when it comes to the channel. So as that grows, it'll get done faster. So if you guys enjoy this content, you like the ideas, you like what we keep doing, share it, like it, comment it, subscribe it, all those little things, and including the watch time help support the channel. So until then, guys, see me next time. Remember to stay unorthodox. Take care. Bye.